That one.
Ah, so that's the place, huh?
Welcome. Security measures lifted. Weapons detected.
Good to see a friendly face. It's been a while since I've had visitors. I'll check your cargo right away. There's barely any damage I can see. That's great. Really great. I can't tell you how relieved I am that you got it here safe and sound. How did you manage to handle so many orders at once? That's some efficient portering. I should have no trouble continuing my research, and it's all thanks to you. All right, use your Cupid to connect to my shelter.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
I'm finally part of the chiral network. I've been looking forward to this moment. I should be able to conduct research at a faster pace than ever. Please accept this by way of thanks. I picked up this accessory in the UCA. You should try attaching it to your backpack. Who knows? It might bring you good luck. Oh, and in case you're curious, the cargo you brought me contained a stock of cryptobiote variants. I've taken to calling them chronobiotes. They appear to alter your body's internal clock for a brief period when consumed. Just another example of the many ways the Death Stranding is wreaking havoc on our perception of time. It's introduced us to Timefall and the beach, as well as the EEs that brought about previous mass extinctions. You know, I can't help but wonder if extinction entities are related to chronobiotes. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Especially with the strange incidents we've been hearing about lately. Well, the porter who used to come through here was attacked by something. It was bad enough that they gave up doing delivery work for good. They still managed to deliver my last shipment, but it was covered with strange dents and markings. When I asked what had happened, they just said it was the work of the Headless Rider. People have been talking about the Rider for a while, actually. And there's this guy not far from here who's dedicated to studying strange mysteries like that. I sent him some details, and he said he'd need to ask around for someone to lend him a hand. You should keep your eyes peeled for trouble until he figures out what we're dealing with. They're cryptobiotes that have become infected with chiral microbes, parasites that induce changes in the host. Chronobiotes can accelerate various processes within the human body. Simply put, eating one should make everything around you appear to move more slowly. Much like timefall, which ages everything. And the beach, where time stands still. This disruption of the natural temporal flow is linked to the underlying mechanisms of the Death Stranding. Continued study of chronobiotes should therefore help us to solve the greatest mystery of our times. At least, that's what I've come to believe. So I've heard a little bit about Hartman's research via the hydrologist. You know, the mass extinctions of trilobites, ammonites, and the dinosaurs. Well, apparently, all these ancient events were set in motion by extinction entities. I'm told there was a human extinction entity as well. And that EEs had umbilical cords linking them to the beach, which could be why their fossilized remains were somehow unaffected by the passage of time. The parasitic chiral microbes that latch onto chronobiotes also originally came from the beach. So, you could even think of them as another form of umbilical tether linking their hosts to the other side. It's a pattern that shows we can't discount the possibility that a new EE might yet be born. And the reason why I believe further study of these microbes could help prevent another extinction event. Now that I have a chiral network connection, this sort of research should finally be possible. I hope this isn't the last time we meet. With no one else around to make deliveries, I was beginning to think I'd have to call it quits. Oh, by the way, a suborder just got posted about those strange incidents I mentioned. You can check it on the delivery terminal here. It's probably in your interest to find out more anyway, given how much time you spend outside. And, who knows, you might even be able to convince them to join the chiral network, too. I just hope we can get to the bottom of things sooner rather than later. Thanks again, and take care.
Well then, Sam. By the way, we have info on Nilvana to share. Could you join me on the bridge? We managed to learn a few more things about Neil Vanna. You may remember that he was a porter contracted by Bridges. That's what we told you before. Since then, I received a mail.
Another one from our very own Hartman, I'm guessing. Look, we sure we can trust them? Whoever they are?
They are almost certainly someone on the inside. Someone with access to the UCA's administrative systems. It seems Neil Vanna was attending therapy sessions.
But the real revelation is who Vanna's therapist was. Charlie, can you please explain?
A specialist who worked with other doomed sufferers, including one Sam Bridges. She was your therapist and your partner.
Lucy?
Neil Vanna's name was on her client list. Right there in black and white.
That's crazy.
We also uncovered a photo you should see.
Per the records, they perished in a void out which claimed an entire city. A void out only you survived, Sam.
Lucy was pregnant at the time.
It wasn't mine. The child she was carrying. She straight up told me to my face. I never had any kids. She was just my shrink, helping me to work through my phobia. That's all she ever was to me.
Sam, this is Charlie. A new assignment has been entered into the system. You've been asked to go and connect the metagenomicist to the network. Access the chronobiologist delivery terminal to find and undertake this main order.
To wake up to another order is just... I wish they could be a bit more considerate. Why don't you try freshening up with a shower? You and Neil Vanna have a stronger connection than I realized. There must be some reason why he keeps appearing before you in that mysterious realm. Admittedly, while we've only seen a few pieces of the larger puzzle, it may lead to discoveries you might struggle to accept. Nevertheless, I commend you for your courage in facing your past head-on thus far. I say this with the utmost sincerity. woman just now. Was that...
Lucy. That was Lucy.
Ah, yes. She was your therapist, wasn't she?
Your service in transporting this cargo is appreciated. The delivery will be assigned to another porter.
The man I've been waiting for. The Metagenomics' main order is prepped and ready for you. We'd like you to capture the timefall-resistant emu I identified and take it to her shelter. You might find the capturing part tricky, but if you're real quiet, you shouldn't have too much trouble getting close. Now, this emu appears to possess certain unique temporal properties. It may well have some kind of connection to extinction entities as well. The metagenomicist might have different insights into its nature given her specialization, though. Personally, I'm hoping this might lead us to a major breakthrough. Help us out, Sam.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized.
covered everything then. Great. Let's get it delivered.
That one. Almost there. You're mine.
Process your orders and requests.
Oh, hey. I appreciate you coming all this way. Allow me to take a look at that cargo you carry. Took good care of this, I see. Ought to make my research easier. Well, how about that? A surprise delivery. I owe you one, mate.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
So, I finished examining that cargo you brought on over. Now, I know this isn't your fault, but this thing has been absolutely savaged. I highly doubt human or animal involvement. Kinda looks as though it was battered with a large heavy pole, but... And there are also parts that appear to have been melted. Not to mention the unusual tie marks imprinted on the surface. Putting all the pieces together, I reckon this is likely the work of the headless rider I've heard rumors about. In all honesty, though, seems like it was set upon by not one, but several riders. Sheer damage is proof enough of that. Yeah, we're looking for multiple villains, I'd say. They won't come out and wreak havoc at just any old time. There's got to be a reason they attack travelers when they do. Mind helping me figure out what that reason is? That way we can set the minds of porters like you at ease. Once we know more about them, I can use that chiral network to enlighten everyone else, too. Indulge my curiosity and I'd be happy for you to hook me up, is what I'm trying to say. If you're keen to do so, then pick up the sub-order I posted. I've included the relevant information in the order details. Be sure to look it over should you choose to take it on.
Order completed. Well done.
Feels good.
Well done.
Now displaying your current port.
Order completed. Well done. Order accepted. Thank you.
Spot where it was last seen. Emus are awfully fast. This search may take a while. Wonderful. We've secured the animal. Let's deliver it to the metagenomist.
Gotcha.
you're here, let me bring up the orders now. Only a dedicated porter like you could have carried out so many jobs for me.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Thank you again. Until next time.
Order complete. Well done.
That one.
Thanks for doing your thing. This is absolute... You're a workaholic.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Take this with you. I'm sure someone like you can put it to good use. Gotta watch your step when the weather's this bad. Be careful.
coming. I've been looking forward to this delivery. Now let's take a look. Hey, you managed to get it here and you kept it in amazing shape. Now, this is something I didn't think I'd ever get back. Guess I was too quick to give up hope. My research is going well, and I have you to thank for it. All that's left is to connect me to the chiral network. I'm ready.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
I have something I'd like to give you. I hope it's to your liking. All hooked up at last. And wow, I was able to finish my analysis of the emu you brought me in an instant. Turns out it was absolutely riddled with parasitic chiral microbes. It would seem their presence was enough to alter the emu's temporal flow, which is probably why it didn't grow older when exposed to timefall. This all but confirms what the chronobiologist has been saying. Hosts for these chiral microbes are subject to the timeless influence of the beach. It's still unclear how this might be related to extinction entities, but it's a vital clue for solving the mystery of the Death Stranding. An extinction entity has the capacity to trigger the last stranding. And if that comes to pass, the end of humanity itself is assured. Higgs attempted to make use of one such entity back in the UCA, but I know you personally put a stop to his plans. Hartman told me everything about those events. It's anyone's guess what Higgs is trying to accomplish this time, but I believe in you. And that's why I'm giving you these. EX capture grenades are invaluable weapons that work by leveraging the temporal properties of parasitic chiral microbes to great effect. In essence, they allow you to defeat weakened BTs in an instant by drastically destabilizing their intrinsic flow of time. But that's not all. These grenades can give you the means to summon your own BTs to attack other BTs. Should work on all larger specimens. I've prepared a few for immediate use. There's so much we can learn by studying chiral microbes, you know? They might even hold the answer to treating 21-minute syndromes like mine. Yes, I'm also a member of the 21-Minute Anxiety Association. The chronobiologist happens to be another member. We're sisters, in fact. Our mother belongs to the group, too. She's a hydrologist working out of Hartman's lab. Perhaps you've already met? We've all got similar conditions, but I'm not sure if genetics is a relevant factor. But whatever the cause of our syndromes may be, we are all trying to study the world and find answers in our own ways. Yes. Next time you're able to inflict significant damage on a large BT, try tossing an EX capture grenade into its mouth. Not only will you neutralize your foe, but you'll find it also leaves behind a milky white chiral crystal. I've taken to calling these objects BT crystals. If you see one, make sure you don't forget to pick it up. I say that because if you've got one on hand, you'll be able to use it the next time you encounter a large BT. The BT crystal will react with the tar and transform into a variant of the BT you captured. When activated, the crystal will summon a variant of the BT that spawned it, which will emerge from the depths of the tar. Ordinary large BTs will perceive this variant as a critical threat and proceed to attack on sight. While we've discovered plenty of chiral creatures that resemble smaller animals like rats and spiders, as their name might suggest, chiral microbes are even tinier. They're parasitic by nature and favor hosts from the world of the dead. They're just an amazing discovery all around. The final missing piece I needed for my research. In recent days, large BTs have been growing more active in the region to the south of this facility. It's possible that this too could be a consequence of Higgs's efforts. If you're headed that way, you had better be prepared for the worst. Though that might also be a good opportunity to give those EX capture grenades a try. I just know they'll prove effective. And if you're interested in some additional work, I'd also like you to take the emu you brought me to the animal shelter. The staff there want to look after it, and I don't have the proper facilities to give it a home here anyway. I've posted a sub-order for this request. There's no rush. You can pick it up from the delivery terminal here whenever you're ready. Thanks again for all your help. I'll probably be hitting you up again.
Sam, your next destination is the F5 East Distribution Center, which can be found near the southeast shore of the lake close by. I'm told one of the staff members there is an old acquaintance of yours. Anyway, a main order has been entered into the system. You can access the delivery terminal here to undertake it. That said, another request concerning the animal you rescued has also caught my eye. Alternatively, you can undertake this sub-order first if you wish. I leave it up to you, Sam.
Thanks for the help.
Wowzer!
Hello again. I heard about what happened. I'll assess the condition of the bird right away. The emu's a happy little guy, eh? Thanks for taking such good care of it. Caught as an animal? That's great. We'll take good care of our new friend.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Order completed. Well done. Order accepted. Thank you.
from this location. Commencing route creation. Delivery route final.
Thanks for coming in this dismal weather. I'll review the status of orders right away. This is a shock. I can't believe you were that fast. Thank you. You've been a pillar of support. You can use more of my materials now. I hope...
Now displaying your current porter grade.
I have something I'd like to give you. I hope it's to your liking. but it's exactly what it looks like. This hat is a living organism. I raised it here, in fact. It regularly emits cries that humans can't hear. But when other chiral creatures hear the sound, they grow much more calm and relaxed. I've actually been studying the unique noises chiral creatures make as part of a joint project with the musician. And at some point, this little guy started copying what he heard in my lab. I don't understand it myself yet, but the takeaway is that if you wear this hat, you should find it easier to pass through areas with chiral creatures. Put it on and test it out. And come back soon.
Order complete. Well done. Order accepted. Thank you. That's the spirit.
find this cargo. Sam, I want you to know you have my utmost respect. I've prepared something to express my appreciation. You are always so willing to help. Allow me to increase your materials allocation once more.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
As thanks for your assistance, there is something I would like you to have. I have never allowed anyone else to represent my restaurant. Not until this day. The boots can and will break down with use, but you can fabricate another pair if you like. And so, my boots, hat, and suit are yours. Put them all on, and everyone will recognize you as a pizza delivery man. You deserve to be the very first to wear this outfit, Sam. Others will surely recognize your dedication and let you stay at their shelters. Now, let us get back to work.
Order completed. Well done.
Hey there!
Here's our quarter.
You're mine.
covered everything then. Great. Let's get it delivered.
Look out.
That's the way.
Now displaying your current product.
It's break time.
No arguments here.
Coming home soon. Just let me sleep a little longer. Just a little longer.
repair jobs are back in Sparta.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route.
pleasure when you pay me a visit. Have enough materials? I've made more available to you if you need.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
I was thinking this might be of use to you, so take it with my compliments. Porters need a lot of energy to make deliveries, right? I made a little something that I'm confident will give you an extra boost. I can't say for certain if the effect will be that significant, but you may as well try it out. Anything to make life easier, right?
Order completed. Well done.
Welcome. I'm glad that you could make it. Oh, wow, you found this? What a relief. I would...
Now displaying your current porter.
Thanks for...
Order completed. Well done.
Sam, try to focus.
Order completed. Well... Order accepted. Thank you.
Come back soon, Sam.
Gotcha.
Sam, hey there, buddy. I was hoping I'd get to see you. It's me. Don't act like you've forgotten. Well, you didn't think it was Igor, did you? Anyway, guess I better process that cargo of yours. Perfect condition. But that's what I expect from you. Where in the hell did this wayward thing turn up? Oh, shit. You just made my day. I don't even know how many times you've come to my rescue, Sam. All right, it's time for you to do you-know-what.
You're a real lifesaver, you know? I'm guessing you saw the Tar Lake out west of here, yeah? That's where the settlement known as Lakeside Fort Knott used to be. Whole place got wiped clean off the map by a void out. And since that day, the tar's been eating away at this facility. Some weirdness with the currents, or at least that's what folks are saying. But the stuff you just brought me, I might just be able to keep the tar corrosion at bay. Finally. I shared some data with you as well. Feast your eyes on these grenade launcher and cargo catapult schematics, both new and improved designs. You'll find they're a damn sight better than stuff you used to use back in the UCA. Recently, folks living here have been talking about this group of guys in red they saw creeping around. Got something to do with Higgs, more likely than not. One more thing that's had us worried these days. But now that you're here, I think we can all finally take a breath. Before I forget, got a new suit design to give you as a gift. One favored by a prepper back in the UCAs, you may recall. Try it out for size, why don't you? This is just how it went down back in the UCA. We think we were done for. Then the man who delivers shows up. Truth is, you're the reason I volunteered for the advanced expedition. It reason I was able to keep going. We figured if I did, I might get a chance to see you again. That BB pod you're carrying is different than I remember. Doesn't have my brother's keepsake attached anymore either. But hey, life's not just about things. Promise me you'll never forget Igor, Sam. He's gone, but he still feels so close, you know? Sorry. We should probably talk about work. An order with your name on it just came in. A request from a guy not far from here who spends his days fishing in the tar. Come to think of it, I believe he's one of the precious few survivors of the Lakeside Fort Knott Voidout. It's filed under sub-orders on the delivery terminal here. Take a gander and see what you think. Right. I'll leave you to it. Keep on keeping on.
Fine work as always, Sam. Now come back to this ship and get some rest. Also, we've identified what may be a ghost mech outpost. I'd like you on standby. Your next order might be a dangerous one.
Order completed. Well done. Order accepted. Thank you.
Sam.
Yeah. Nice.
assessment, we know where the Ghost Mech base can be found. When you're ready, access the G3 Magellan's delivery terminal and accept this main order. I'll brief you on the details after that.
So for training, I have to break things? It's okay. It'll all go back to the way it was.
Heading out already, Sam? Can I sleep in a little longer? I suppose not, huh? Sam, it would seem that tomorrow's grown more adept at wielding her powers. All that practice manipulating the temporal properties of apples has helped her to gradually refine her technique. And now she can treat you to the literal fruits of her labor, perfectly ripened ones, no less. I heard what Victor Frank said about your BB pod. You used to have a different keychain attached to it in the past? Igor. Ah, yes. The corpse disposal team member that was caught in the void out with you that time. I see now. The keychain was a memento to remember him by. I've been mulling over the words Victor said to you earlier. He's gone, but he still feels so close. There's a universal truth in that sentiment. The closer we are to people when they're alive, the stronger the bond we forge with them in our hearts. No matter how much time passes, I still feel her presence. My daughters. No doubt you feel the same about Lou. One day, Sam, when you have a moment to spare, I'd like to tell you about my daughter and the strange events that changed the course of our fates. You know, Sam, I was just thinking. I saw that you received EX capture grenades from the metagenomicist. To think that the parasitic chiral microbes you brought her could be repurposed to infect and birth variant BTs in such a manner. Namely, by combining BT crystals with your own DNA to produce BT cores. If this is indeed true, it's a truly incredible discovery. You have to test this theory at the earliest opportunity, Sam. I'm eager to see what happens. You know, Sam, I was just thinking. When you consume a chronobiote, your perception of the world around you dramatically slows down for a brief period. It's not hard to imagine why that'd be beneficial in the middle of a fight. You'd have a much easier time lining up your shots, and you'd see enemy attacks coming long before they had a chance to hit you. I'm reminded of the difference in the passage of time experienced when we're on the beach. It stands to reason that both phenomena might be caused by microbes from the beach and their effects on our bodies when ingested. Come to think of it, it was submerged underwater. And did you see those columns of ice, the ones descending from the surface all the way to the floor? Afterwards, I realized what they reminded me of. The columns were reminiscent of a phenomenon known as brinicles. When seawater freezes and turns to ice, salt concentrates are released into the surrounding water. This brine is heavier than the water around it due to its higher density. It therefore sinks deeper into the ocean. As it flows towards the ocean floor, its lower temperature results in the formation of ice. And as this process continues, it can produce column-like ice structures. Any living creatures unfortunate enough to become entangled in these can be frozen solid. Little wonder they're called icicles of death. Ah, yes. The times we've encountered Nirvana. The first was amidst flames, and the second was in what seemed to be flood-ravaged ruins. Now, I believe that you were previously transported to a realm not unlike a battlefield. The places we found ourselves in are similar in that they were the sites of disasters. This is just a theory, but it could be the case that what we've seen is a reflection of Neil's mental state. He may have been a first-hand witness to a terrible tragedy which left a lasting mark on him.
wearing my scarf. You're wearing my scarf.
You saw his face too, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
It was him, Neil Vanna, I'm certain of it. That clearly wasn't a memory of yours. Was it some thought of Lou's, lingering in the pod? Hold on. Lou was assigned BB-28 serial number 4 years ago. But Vanna died in a void out 11 years ago. It doesn't add up.
Meaning what? That it was his memory we just saw?
He and Lou must be connected. But how?
Sam, the data you secured for us at the weapons factory earlier has proven invaluable. With it, we were able to continue our investigation and succeed in locating fabricators with similar specifications. I'll brief you in depth as you review the map. Accept this main order from the delivery terminal in order to proceed.
Hey! Hello! Somebody lend me a hand! Can anybody hear me?